Greetings, fellow denizens of the Ark. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Frostwardens, episode 50. It took 5 years to build bedrooms. The other thing we could try to do to keep the edge off is to stick a heater in this room once it's roofed up. To be able to take the edge off of the ambient temperature, because it is warming up. I mean, we are heading deeper into the spring, and it's only a matter of time until it becomes tolerable. So I think that's a pretty good goal, is to make working in here tolerable so that we can actually make fast progress. Even if it is in the dark. I'd rather be warm than illuminated. If the fab bench breaks down, it would suck? Yes. That is the concern. If that happened, we'd have to, like, break a heater or something temporarily to be able to repair the fab bench. Definitely something to be avoided, for sure. Cardinal, I hate to do this, but wake up. And finish the construction that your husband started. Alright, I don't know what kind of difference this heater is going to make, given the volume of this room, but hopefully it will allow us to work in there without losing fingers and toes. I definitely do not have enough limestone for this project, though. So once we get a little bit more steel smelted and components made, building another deep drill specifically for limestone is entirely reasonable and something I intend to do. Alright, another sculpture. Maybe put this one in the dining room as well. It's warming up, but I don't know if that means that we can go ahead and haul limestone again, but I'll try. Because obviously hauling limestone is a lot cheaper than deep drilling for it, which sucks. Just keep an eye on their hypothermia as they work. Oh, Wishbringer and Winter are engaged. That didn't take very long. Would arting up the new bedrooms be worth it? Probably not. The amount of volume of art that we would need for each bedroom would be a little like excessive, expensive, etc. And I'm planning on having a propped open limestone door there. I know that will keep the dorm hallways darker, not benefiting from that light, but it's maybe the best way to share heat. Also seems like the frostbite making the run out to this limestone isn't deadly. They've done it a few times, so I think it might be okay. It's odd to see so many different miners mining now. I'm not used to having 4. It's quite the luxury, I think. Susan's trying to keep up with the component demand, but it's a lot. And if you're wondering, we are 6 days away from being able to upgrade the Ark. So it would be a good idea to also amass steel and components for that, because I think at the end of the day, the highest priority that we have for ourselves is Ark gets to be upgraded. It's like, really honestly, the most important thing that we can do. So focusing on that is paramount. Cheers. Look at all this steel. So we're up to like 500? 483? Not bad at all. And inside this room, even with the... Oh, let's force that door open. The door open, it's negative 60, so it's 17 degrees warmer than outside. There's a bit of a benefit to that heater. We could definitely work longer in that area, given the temp. And Sheep's about to come off of art duty. So should I build a limestone deep drill? Have you guys pulled on that? Do you think 3 is enough? One of the arguments for 3 is we do have the ability to have night shift miners, so that I don't need as many drills as miners. But one of the arguments for it is if we ever need limestone or slate, being able to locally source it within our walls comes with a big benefit. Because having to go outside for that stuff is a bit cold. I don't have a drill at the plasteel node, no. That is one we are missing. We'd move that over to the wood, because we were running low on wood for the Ark. We're about halfway through spring now, and it is a little bit easier to move outside at this point. We don't get a hypothermic as quickly. And Fish Pick is getting those buildings ready. So I think as far as the doors to the bedrooms go, I may want wood. So I'm going to stop the automatic refuel and stockpile some wood for the doors. Because wood doors just open and close faster than any other. Except for auto doors, and auto doors break down and require component upkeep, so I'm absolutely not auto dooring anything if I can help it. And, I think I will have vents between the bedrooms and the hallway, and the bedrooms and each other, to see how few heaters I can get away with heating this area. And then maybe put a wood door here, and keep that closed so the entire dorm block is I wouldn't say warm, but like warm enough to stave off hypothermia. Certainly a low bar, but, you know, that's the world we live in. And it looks like you guys do want a deep drill for limestone, so build one around here. Zeusin. You shouldn't be stone cutting. So, in the case of stone cutting, you have a crafting of 17. I think what we'll do is we'll do any skill 16 or under to softlock Zeusin from doing any of the stone cutting herself. Because that's a total waste of her talents. She's one of the more talented in the colony, and I don't want her to see her cut in stone. You feel like doors should benefit from beauty modifier? You do. If you make them out of something beautiful like jade. Or the newer doors, which are the ornate doors, the really pretty ones. Not that I'm gonna build those. Bit out of our price point. Just a little bit. Okay, they are hauling the hell out of all this limestone. There's not a lot of limestone close. I'm going to do something risky here, which is research bench prevented for everyone now, essentially giving them free reign to go anywhere on the map. And I'll just have to watch them to make sure no one freezes to death as they are hauling limestone from wherever they can source it from. Oh man, I totally forgot about reinforced barrels up there. The old siege site. Because there was a few siege sites that attacked us in the winter, and we were just not physically able to get out to them without risk of freezing to death. So I think there was steel up there, but I'm not too concerned about the steel. But the barrels there were about to decay into nothing. So we'll make sure to keep those. So with the vents on, this room definitely does not stay warm enough. Which is no surprise to me. But if we close the vents, we'll start to be able to move people into the actual bedrooms. So I'm going to slate tile the zone, and then once it's slated up, we'll shove someone in there. Do sieges freeze to death if you leave them alone? Generally, yes, depending on what they're wearing, but often not fast enough to prevent them. Like, they'll still shell us. So while they might freeze to death, it's not fast enough to stop them from doing some real damage. So they're still worth counter-shelling so that they can't kill us in the process. And yeah, this is above freezing. It's actually one of the warmer rooms in the entire base, as you can see, with the heat map. Once the vents are open, I'm sure that will change. Trying to eke out as many BTUs from our small amount of electricity production as possible. Does that to you. And once we've replaced the components that went into the deep drill, we'll go back to researching towards advanced components again. Can't you increase the heat of the stove in the bedrooms? You can, it won't matter though. So a heater only produces so much heat. It doesn't matter what your target temperature is. it only puts out a certain amount of BTUs. So you can set it to 1,000,000. It doesn't mean it's going to get there. Same is true of AC. They're not infinitely efficient. Which is why, for instance, in the farm here, I've got 4 heaters in the farm. And the farm, even then, is only 57 degrees Fahrenheit or 14 degrees Celsius, even with the 4 heaters, just because they can't keep up with the ambient temperature outside. So, you know, it's like in your own home. If you set the thermostat to your own home to like 200 degrees Fahrenheit or, you know, 100 degrees Celsius or whatever, is it going to get there? No. No. Because, you know, heaters aren't designed to do that. Although I did read about a story where there was a malfunctioning central heater for like an elderly couple, and they basically got like cooked to death in their own home, which sounds absolutely horrifying. I think their son like did maintenance on the unit and like screwed up or something, and yeah, it was pretty horrific accident as a result. So I'm going to replace this door already with wood and keep it closed, changing the plan for how we heat this area. Oh, heal roots. Well, okay. At least there's only 8 of them, but still. Cut them before it spreads. Good job. So this bedroom is ready to go. And I think we'll stick sheep in there. So that sheep isn't in the stockroom anymore. And that way we can leave the stockroom door forced open and move this heater elsewhere. Probably this heater will end up somewhere in the bedroom system. Oh, Sheep and Madsen can share beds now? Is that because they're engaged? Stalwarts. Oh, right. They're both stalwarts. Never mind. Pilgrims don't believe in sharing beds until marriage, but stalwarts have free love. Pilgrims, on the other hand, have spouse only, and being engaged doesn't count. So Sheep and Madsen moves in there. Cool. Right. And then Zeusin should be back on research. I haven't been babysitting her to make sure that she's been working on that, but I assume that she is. And my, I'm going to turn off the deep drill now for the limestone, just because we have a nice surplus of like 580 limestone, so it's not like we have need of more at the moment. But look at all our colonists that, are fetching stones from everywhere. So Rogi, you really should be mining. Is there not an open drill? Yeah, there's not an open drill. Well, there is now. Doesn't bedside tables help sleep? No. It helps comfort, but not sleep. So in terms of sleep, your rest effectiveness is determined by the material and the quality of the bed you're sleeping on. Any of the furniture, the end table and the dresser, increases comfort, but not quality of sleep or sleep recovery rate. So if we wanted a more rest-effective beds, we would need to make them out of wood or metals. But we don't have a lot of wood or metals, which is why they're made of stone. Now, in this case, if I added a dresser and an end table to this room, it might also have a negative effect. One, our comfort is already over 1 any comfort over 1 means you don't, it's not more comfortable. So going over a comfort of 1 isn't helpful at that point. But also if we added more furniture, it shrinks the size of this room. So adding furniture to a room that's already small can make the room worse. So keep that in mind as well. Shoving a bunch of furniture in a tiny room makes it cramped, and pawns hate that. Unless they're undergrounders. Do we have any undergrounders? I think we do. Oh, maybe Pierogi was an undergrounder who had died or something. Because I thought we had one, but I guess we don't. Wait, did you just smoke leaf? Rogi oh, I never assigned drug policies. Oh, yep, that would be my fault. Thought I heard the noise. I was like, wait. Someone's up to something bad. If you're wondering why I'm considering it bad, it's because in this scenario, the combination of smoke leaf and hypothermia can actually be very fatal. Just FYI. Because smoke leaf lowers consciousness and hypothermia lowers consciousness, so you die at a much lower hypothermia threshold if you're high on smoke leaf. Which, you know, in real life is probably a bit true, right? If you have some sort of, not so much like marijuana, but like, there's definitely a lot of cases of people getting drunk, passing out in the snow, and just dying. Right? Because they don't have the presence of mind to be like, oh, I am hypothermic. I'm going to die if I lay here in the snow. That's actually, unfortunately, a very common thing to happen, I think. So, there is a precedent for, yeah, don't combine hypothermia with drugs. Unless you're Wim Hof or someone like that. The moisture pumps have spread 1 now. The first 2 that I built, which is nice. No one's going to move that. I'm just going to flick it off. Save me the power. Oh, we aren't eating, are we? Let's fix that. I feel like starvation needs to send up like a bigger warning flag. Because you only really get a big warning flag from starvation when your starvation counter has hit like you're about to die levels of malnourishment. Which my oblivious self sometimes doesn't see those warnings until they're far past. It's like, I need the game to slap me in the face when I'm starving my people. I mean, maybe someday we'll have enough excess power to be able to just keep the nutrient paste on at all times, but we're not quite there yet. We're still rationing off power. Load shedding, if you will. So we're in the process of making the second bedroom. And we have a raid of, oh, breachers. Oh, I hate breachers. 3 snipers in the breach raid. That's not gonna be comfy. Did I hear load shedding? That phrase gives him PTSD? You did. And I'm sorry. So it looks like they're breaching, I don't know, they're breaching somewhere weird. I went the wrong way. I'm trying to figure out what their ingress point is. I think they're going to breach through the walls here, which I might be able to use to my advantage. We'll see. We're going to want to take Ryan and Ryan out. Ryan's the only one that's really dangerous. They have the frag grenades. And then try to use Fishpick and Madsen's shield belts to the fullest. I might even have them rush the Grenadier. Their primary breacher just died, so I'm going to fall back before their snipers... Whoa! They just friendly fired a sniper rifle. He just died from a friendly fire sniper shot. Good job, Evan. You mutinous captain. Yep. That checks out. So I guess Hades, well... a defector? Wait, I'm so confused now. Who's killing who? Ah, it's like one of those bad memes of like everybody shooting everyone else. I don't know what's going on. Everybody's fighting everybody else, and I'm stuck in the middle, confused. Clomster, that's a name. Artistic weirdo became an adventurous weirdo. I guess there's a theme here. These people are like, oh. You've heard of the A squad? These guys are like the C squad. They are the idiots of the ice. So I'm gonna hug the wall here to try to break line of sight for the shooters so that no one gets shot that don't need to get shot. And then when they come around the corner here, we'll just like light them up with our guns. Oh, are you shooting the wall? Okay, if they're shooting the wall, they're breaching right now, so let's prepare to anti-breach. There goes the weirdo. Axios just took a shot to a leg. I'm gonna get him out of there. Sheep, Winter, Rogie, hug the wall with JD. Anyone that has short range doesn't need to be part of this fight. And then JD, you can patch up Ax. Oh, you just got hit yourself. Both of you hug wall. Alright, I have an idea now. Do you do meds? No, no meds, no meds. Okay. Tend each other then. The idea here is to go out when they break this wall and, like, ambush. So just to limit the amount of damage that I take. So here we go. And now they're fleeing. Okay, that worked out. Kimmy, don't want you. Clomster, don't want the weirdo. Everybody is dismissed. I don't need more corpses to clean up than I already have. Unless they're super good recruits. You are a really good recruit? We'll try to get Mitch. Jay. Not a bad recruit, especially given the mining and the sanguine. With a wooden hand, though, you're a little bit less of a good recruit. And then you're not... I don't really want you, even though you're a good shooter. And you're unwaveringly. Alright, so Axios. JD patch Axios. I don't think we're going to be able to get him. I didn't lead him enough. We'll see. How do I decide which idea to convert prisoners to? I believe that information's in the details. Alright, we're just gonna let him go. Axios, are you patched? Yes. Alright, we lost two sections of limestone. Really not a big deal in the scheme of things. And Fish is already patching that stuff up. Perfect. Dog treats. Here you go, bud. Resetting bed rest to minimum. I don't need anyone resting unless they absolutely need rest. So, these two bedrooms are warm enough. So this second bedroom is going to be for Axios and Zeusin, I think. And then Zeusin's zone needs to be updated. There. Cheers. And the next one I'll build is the barracks. Nice, the walls are already patched. Fish pick. Could you reassure or counsel JD? Oh, well, that had the opposite effect. I was trying to make him happier because he's a bit on the... His mood is the oofs. But he's getting happy, it's fine. Okay. 2 bedrooms so far. I'm also going to need to expand the home zone because I don't think we were cleaning that area and that's not good. So, looking at the new home zone... In fact, there's a bunch of updates to be made. I don't like auto home zone because it goes excessive and like you'll end up cleaning blood till the end of time when you do it like that. But yeah, this new home zone update looks just fine. So in the morning, I'll have Rogi go clean up the corpses, and it seems like we'll be able to move people into the barracks. I know I just moved the heater out there, and it's gonna have to be moved again. Ooh, another Masterwork Parka. Awesome. I think now is a good time as any for another voting session. Voting session number 23. The stalwarts want, given the wealth and prosperity of this colony, to have a higher desire for charitable acts, and the pilgrims, again, given the wealth and prosperity of the colony, want an increased desire for recreation. So, feel free to vote for voting session number 23. Or alternatively, if you don't like them, you can always abstain or defer to me. If you want to defer to me, choice is yours. And the hope here is that we'll be able to make someone happy with the recent prosperity in the colony, but I guess we'll see. Okay. I do believe that it's come to a close. And for the first time in 4 votes, the Pilgrims have overwhelmingly won, which is uncommon. So the result of this poll is that the Pilgrims gained a desire for recreation. Thank you for voting, and here is the results. The Stalwarts are a little bit less happy as a result of that poll, and the Pilgrims kept the same sort of faction politics happiness because they are still, they only just broke a losing streak, but they have recreation loved. So as you can see, they benefit from recreation a little bit more. And that was the spring, the 8th spring of 05. Nice. Abstain got more than you were expecting? Yeah. Abstain was pretty popular. People were like, I don't know about this poll. But yeah, the increased recreation love, colonists gain recreation at 50% of the increase when using joy buildings, and increases by 50% of the mood buff acquiring after a party. So there's going to be a bit of a benefit for pilgrim parties as well. Oh, sheep got in creativity. Is that useful? No. Construction 1, crafting 2? Oh, but art 11. Ah, I see. All right, let's make another slate sculpture then. Actually, let's make it out of limestone. So I don't know in the middle of the winter if the heating that we have for this bedroom is going to hold up. I suspect it probably won't. So that might be something we have to address later on, is adding more heaters so that they don't die. We'll see. We'll look at that. We won't know until we get back to super cold temps again. And then, yes, you need to move that deep drill. I'm glad I just checked that we didn't have an excess of wood, because I was like, well, we don't have the wood for this door, and we don't have any wood in our wood-fired art. I think in this case, this calls for Axios to hit a work drive on Fishpick, and for Fishpick to very quickly blow through the deep drill for wood, so that I actually have wood, because we're about to run out of power for the arc. Or not power, because it will be powered automatically, but we're excess fuel, I should say. We're also 1 day away from the arc upgrade window, so it'd be really nice to get that done too. And for whatever reason, Fishpick really does not... let's fix this. Stop trying to not mine. Drive me crazy, man. Just stay on task. Oh, let's also move the heater. It helps to actually be able to see the drill. Alright, there we go. 14 hours, 22 hours. Okay. The emergency shortage is resolved. That's good. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Frostwardens, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow survivors.